Welcome back to Art and Technology. In part one, I was completely captivated with Jussi and Golan's magical creative process. Today, we're going to dig even deeper into the future and beyond with a sneak peek into the next generation of artists. Golan and Jussi, it is fantastic to have you both back here. My heart is beating from our last conversation. But today we're here to learn more about what you both see coming up in the future of art and technology. Golan, in 2012, you were named as one of the 50 designers shaping the future by Fast Company magazine. Looking back, has your view of the future changed?
Thanks. Over the last 10 years, I've really focused much more as an educator. And so my ideas have changed. I'm less focused on making the technologies than on kind of creating the conditions to allow people, my students, to become the people who shape the technologies as creative artists and culture workers. And to see people going forth who are creatively empowered, but who understand what the technologies kind of mean and can do is a kind of perspective that I love to see now.
Is technology the new rock and roll?
I mean, it's been the new rock and roll for quite a while. I see with my students the shift into much more spending their time thinking about what is the impact, what do you want to say.
If you think about what rock and roll is, it's about taking like a guitar and playing it so loud that it distorts. So, I mean, I think what you see and I see in our students is art students and design students who are approaching technology, with a rock and roll attitude and sort of saying like, if I abuse this and I turn it up to 11, it's going to do something that the manufacturers did not expect.
That's meant to be done.
Yeah, exactly. And that is really rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What types of technologies are new artists exploring in their artwork that you see that you think, damn, I wish I'd known about that when I was a student?
I mean, but you could not have done that because those weren't there at the time.
I think what's interesting is actually approaches that are new, not necessarily technologies. There's an incredibly interesting family. They go by 100 Rabbits, and it's a man, a woman, and their small child, and they live on a boat. And in order to develop their software, they've had to develop incredibly low power solutions. So like Microsoft Word used up too much energy on their laptop, so they decided to create their own word processor that runs on a tiny little microprocessor. And they've invented this whole suite of office tools that are all incredibly low power, so that it can run on the day's energy that they collect from their solar panels. But actually, it's their approach that's different. And I think motivated by a desire to kind of save energy personally, but also that shows a way forward for us in terms of the environment.
So you mentioned rock and roll. This kind of work, Golan, would fall under the current topic of solar punk.
Yeah,
I love that.
So.
All right. We got a question from the audience. Luna Olympia asks, as artists who work with cutting-edge technology to create your art, how do you suggest staying on top of the latest trends and developments?
Being on top of the latest trends is as important to kind of discovering the older trends that got forgotten, like the media archaeological perspective. So choose your battles wisely. Don't try to do everything.
I also think I'm really impressed when I see someone like Manfred Moore, who's a computer artist since the 1960s, still programming today in Fortran. Or when I see like Brian Eno, still working with his like VCS3 synthesizer from the early 1970s. Like sometimes you can invest in really becoming knowledgeable about a system and then using it for decades. And that's not something I think we see enough.
What an amazing opportunity to delve into the brilliant minds of Jussi and Golan. I'm feeling hopeful that the future of art could be even more magical than we could possibly imagine.
Hyundai Motor, connecting art and technology.